A new Monmouth poll shows nearly half of Americans, 46%, believe President Biden's actions have hurt the country. A new NPR Marist poll finds 51% disapprove of the job he is doing. 61% say the U.S. is headed in the wrong direction. Let's welcome back to the show Congressman Nancy Mace from House Oversight. Great to see you, Congressman. Okay,
thank you.
Now the Biden campaign, remember the Biden campaign, rather, they bullied journalists during the campaign to not cover the Hunter Biden selling access to Joe Biden story. They called up reporters. They pushed to censor that coverage. Now the White House reportedly working behind the scenes with the media to get positive coverage. Your reaction to this story?
Shocking, quite frankly. When you look at the media coverage of the last 4 years of Trump's presidency and you see the way that he was attacked day in and day out, and you compare his policies to the policies of Biden, I've seen polls where the disapproval ratings of President Biden are upwards of 55%. 75% of Americans do not believe the actions he's taking are putting America first or helping Americans. And if you eat meat, the cost of your steak is up 24%. You want to buy a used car, it's going to cost you 26% more. And if you heat your home with natural gas, you're looking at a 28%, almost a 1/3 increase this year over last year since President Biden was sworn into office.
So asking news organizations to give favorable coverage when it's the White House's own policy mistakes that's driving the headlines, they're basically asking the media to write to their headlines. You know, let me ask you something. How can the White House have gotten so much so wrong? It was shocked by the Taliban. It was shocked by gas prices, inflation, border, and crime. How did they get it so wrong?
Well, first of all, I want to address one thing about their going after the media to get positive coverage. That's called propaganda and is wrong. It should not be allowed in America. We have something called the First Amendment and free speech and a free press. The President of the United States does not get to dictate to the press how he or hopefully she in the future sometime are covered. They got it wrong time after time. We're looking at crisis after crisis, whether you're talking about the exit from Afghanistan, the crisis at our border, and you mentioned I'm on oversight. A few months ago, we had a hearing on oversight about the border, but we talked about the northern border where there are less than 10,000 apprehensions in a single year, not the southern border where we had 300,000 apprehensions just in the month of October alone. And you have the inflation crisis, taxation. Inflation is taxation. Taxes are going to go up. Wages are not keeping up with inflation right now. Everything he's doing is causing or exacerbating the problems the American people are having right now. And I know that the district I represent in South Carolina, they want none of it. We've got to have leaders that will care about their future, their jobs, their kids, and we want to have the best place to work and retire in the world.
Yeah, and you know what's really
working.
bothering people is the fact that the nonpartisan Joint Committee on Taxation confirmed that an average 87 million Americans earning less than $400,000 would have their bank account information reported to the IRS under the Democrats' plans. And this is after the reports came out that an estimated $140 billion was in jobless benefits during the pandemic was stolen by overseas crime syndicates, including in China or Russia. So they're mad about that. What do you say?
Well, the waste, fraud, and abuse in federal spending is rampant. We are not even having hearings. We're not investigating any of this, let alone the origins of COVID. But where those abuses, where that fraud has happened, we waste enormous amounts of money, buckets of cash, pallets of cash all around the world on these things. And we're not doing, the administration is not doing anything about it. And I can tell you, Congress isn't either right now.
All right, Congressman Nancy Mace, it's good to have you on. Let's come back soon.